Hi. Hello. Tremendous applause. The crowd goes wild. I'm out of coffee. Oh, God. I still have the cards up from, what was that? Saturday? That was such a necessary reading on Saturday. Thank you to everyone who watched that. It's also on YouTube. I figured I need to upload the embarrassing VODs also when I'm having a bad day. You can't just upload the VODs from when you're having a good day. I don't think that's productive. I think I need to upload every VOD from every day. Unless I'm like, it's like really bad. But yeah, Saturday was, I was going through a lot of people are going through a lot of stuff. Holy shit. I just watched a streamer regale her story of trying to get to Berlin, and it took her like an entire day longer than it was supposed to. And it's just like, yeah, lots of things, lots of people, lots of plans getting torn asunder, lots of things not going the way that we assumed they would, not lots of things to argue about and to be angry about, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're all going through it at the same time, it seems. So we're okay. It's okay. Oh, it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's okay if you think it's okay. Sometimes when you say it's okay to someone, it's really not okay. Like it's not. It's like the worst possible thing that you could say to that person. And in that case, no, yes, no, yeah, it's not okay. No, sheesh. It's okay to not be okay. Yeah. Oh my god, that's such a beautiful theme in the show The Leftovers, which I just finished watching for the third time in my life. So much of that show is about like being okay versus not being okay and like what it means to believe that you're doing okay and what it means to believe that you're not doing okay when you could easily just flip the perspective. But it's hard because you can't just do that. It's not like a light switch for everybody who can just turn it on and off. It's tough. It's tough tacos sometimes. Oh, we're also gonna totally play video games later. We're totally gonna either play Crash or Mario, and I'm gonna set up a poll at some point. Probably at the first hour mark, if I can remember to. I'm gonna set up a poll in the chat. Do people have like initial opinions about Crash Bandicoot versus Mario? Mario Odyssey, that is. Odyssey. But I'd be open to other Marios. It's just that's the one I've just like gone back to that, and I'm just trying to get as many Power Moons as possible, and it's just fun. It's fun to do all the silly little like side mini games, and it like I can turn my brain off while still keeping it running at like a low capacity to try and solve the problems and do the platforming and stuff. It's fun. I have fun with it. Can you guys hear me? Is it crackly? Is it weird? Because I don't necessarily want to wear the headphones just yet. I feel like every time I move my head, though, there's like a little crackle. Because that's the way it goes. But we'll see. Wanted to do some readings, though. In a much better mood than I was in on Saturday. I hope that helps. Odyssey is so fun. Also, you know what would be fun to do? Someday I'll figure that out. Golf on stream. We could golf on this stream. There's nothing stopping us from golfing on this stream. Whoa. Water. God, I've been trying to watch Starve Acre for like 2 days. I have it open in a window on my computer, and it's just like I'm just never in like the right mood to sit down and finish it. Oh, that's right, Sparkle Sprout. That's right. Y'all are golfing. That'd be fun. I could try to figure out how to do some golf. I also switched the category to just chatting. I don't know why. Instead of tarot. I don't know. I'm not sure like what the right thing to do is with the category for this stream. Because it's technically we're working with divination cards. So technically tarot would be like a pretty good place. But no one ever watches the tarot channel. And those who do are just like, they run in, they want to ask about like their love life, and then they run out. And it's not necessarily like, sometimes we get some like really like stimulating conversations, but it's not necessarily like, you know, always the best vibe. You get to choose what the right category is. That's right. That's right. Yeah. But it's also like some days I'm really in the mood for the randos because I'm like, oh boy, some like weird issue that a stranger has that I can maybe help with. But it's like I could also just like field randos from just chatting. I don't know. It's an experiment every time. So today we're just chatting, I think. I think the category is just chatting. What does it say? Yeah. And I have just enough characters in the stream title for it to add up to 69. I like to do that. It's really hard for me to like do titles for streams that don't add up to like some sort of number of significance to me. So today the number was 69. That's what it added up to. Okay. Hey. Someday maybe I'll set up my my condenser mic, but it's really large and unwieldy, and I don't really have the desk space for it. It's kind of nice to have a headset. I'm gonna open up the queue in case anybody wants to. We love a good old-fashioned 69. I agree. I'm just gonna do like a quick little community reading, I guess. I'll do 3 heritage and then 1 ascension card, I think. That sounds nice. That sounds fun. That would be like that could be cool. Hooray! Sparkle Sprout has successfully joined. That's exciting. Exercise your spiritual sovereignty. Ho ho. Also, I'm trying to just make myself more open as like someone people can ask questions about weird stuff to, I guess. Today is your day. That's right. And I don't necessarily know how to do that. And it's, you know, it's not like I have any of like the answers. The whole thing is like pretending to have the answers. But it's really fun to try to explore, I think, when there are prompts and people with curious questions. I don't know if any of that made any sense. I'm gonna shuffle. I'm gonna shuffle these pups. Hello. Hello to you. Hello to you. It's just so gosh darn warm. It's hard to wear like headphones on my ears. Might like crank the ceiling fan. Today is your day, Sparkle Sprout. Today is your day. Today is your... I know this is low-hanging fruit, but today is your gay. That's my brand, is replacing words with gay. Sparkle Sprout? Sparkle gay. Oh, shit. Man, I'm so good at that. AWOL? More like A gay. Good stuff. Today is my gay. Amethyst? More like gay. Guys, I'm getting better and better at this. This is fabulous. Galactic heritage? More like... Well, you got it. You got the idea. Adam and Eve, not Adam and gay. Oh my god. I like that. I like the idea of like someone being really bad at coming up with like homophobic slogans. Like it's the United States Constitution, not the United States gay piece of paper. Just like totally falls off the rails. Really good stuff. Not even clever, like not even a pun. Just like someone trying their best and failing. All right, this is a. Let's jumble them up. No, they're gonna fall off the table if I jumble them up. I can't always jumble. I can jumble a little bit. I'll jumble for ya. Okay. The Declaration of Independence, more like it's just it's a piece of paper that's gay. Founding fathers, or like, um, uh, um, what's up, Helltran? More like hell gay Tran. Am I right? This is my new bit, just being really bad at like coming up with gay puns. Aliens, more like homo-lians. Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. And this is a good one. Cool. As you can tell, I am in a great mood today, but my wits are not about me. Don't have good jokes. Let's see what this is. Blind enthusiasm. Perfect. That's a thesis for the day if I've ever seen one. Blind enthusiasm 42. Looks like a Pleiades past thing. As a lot of us know, the Pleiades are known for being so positive that they forget that negativity even exists. God, they're just like, everything's hunky-dory all the time. Love and light, love and light. Everything's great. Nothing is bad. Nothing has ever been bad. And we're just going to push that down and push that down until we create a planet-wide plague. Whoopsie daisy. Our immune systems are compromised because we haven't been dealing with our shadows. Anyway, blind enthusiasm. That's the Pleiades in the past right there. What up, Sauerkraut? It's good to see you. What's this? What's this? What's this? What is this? I just want to like take a gander. Let's take a gander pander. Oh man, we really gotta like make that a thing. I need like I'm gonna develop a whole scene where it just says like it's a pander gander, and it's literally just me zooming in on a card, and there's gonna be like text that says it's a pander gander, and people are gonna go nuts. People are gonna riot in the streets because of how exciting that will be for everyone who watches the stream. Blind enthusiasm. Let's talk about it, chat. Let's read about it. You want to read about it? Thank you, Sparkle Sprout. I agree. I think it's superb as well. I have to blow my nose and also get more coffee, but there's no time for that right now. We have to learn about blind enthusiasm from the Pleiades past. Number 42. Some say that number 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Those people are fans of Douglas Adams. Pleiades, blind enthusiasm, the past. I'm going to sneeze. A habitual pattern of the Pleiadians when they were a young species was to become very excited about an idea and implement it without thinking it through. What are the far-reaching implications of these actions? Who benefits and who is hurt? Take a good look at the times you may have done this in your current life. In the eyes of the universe, there are no mistakes. However, everyone has the responsibility to see beyond their own excitement and try to make choices that support the whole rather than simply the ego's desires. For some of us, the ego's desire is a whole. So just put that in your pipe and step on it. Commentary. This card also connects with the other cards of this era. It refers to... Girl, there's a typo. It says 40, 41, and 42. This card is 42. Do they mean 39? They mean 39. They're talking about 39. Yeah. typo in the commentary. Well, that the commentary isn't channeled directly, so we'll be forgiving. Your desire is a whole. It refers to a time when the Pleiadians were young species and very idealistic and enthusiastic. Like a big puppy, they often excitedly bounced from one plan to another without thinking things through, sometimes offending or hurting those on the other end of their plans. Oh my god. This is a quality of most young people and species, and through lessons learned, we eventually grow out of it. The Pleiadians today still have a tremendous amount of enthusiasm, but it isn't so blind any longer. They have learned patience, temperance, and respect in regards to others. One of the significant signs of a matured person or species is that they can make decisions with their eyes fully open and never infringe on the rights of others, force a reality on others, or become self-centered in their plans. The Pleiadians have achieved this state, but humans are not yet there. If this card has come up in your reading, look to the other cards. See if it might be a Pleiadian karma or a memory of yours. Are there other cards with a similar theme? Probably. It may simply be a warning about your actions in this life as a human. Well, I will say that it is very much talking about my energy right now. I'm in a tremendously more positive attitude than I was the last time I streamed. So let's think about this. Let's talk about this. Shamanic Journey, Cetacean Whale Parallel, one of my favorite cards in the deck. Talking about dealing with the shadow self. Let's go. Let's drudge it up. Let's what is it? Like everything that's like deep in the subconscious, everything that hasn't been dealt with or we're putting off because we don't want to address it. I have to make a dentist appointment. Chat. Fuck's sake. I have to make a dentist appointment. I'm going to challenge myself to do that today or tomorrow. But I have to do that. That's my shadow work for the week. I already hacked it out with my family members who I was having issues with. We talked about it. We worked it out. We're better now. We're better than we were like a week ago. We're working on it. Everybody's a work in progress. There's no such thing as, someone who's like, I'm done. Because those people are dead. Yeah, I got to make a dentist appointment. That's the shamanic work I need to be doing. There's a hole in one of my wisdom teeth. I don't know why they didn't just take it out when they took out the other side of my face. Oh no, let's make Pander's skull asymmetrical. That certainly won't push one of her bottom teeth forward so that it cuts the bottom of her tongue open every time she tries to perform cunnilingus. Hooey. Anyway, Shamanic Journey, number 90, Cetacean Whale Parallel. I'm just coming up with this stuff off the top of my head. None of this is real. Or is it? Number 90, Shamanic Journey. I would love some more coffee. Can anyone get me some more coffee? Can anyone just go downstairs? I know the mug says tea. Could you please somebody just give me this, just put coffee in this dirty, dirty mug. Look at how dirty that mug is. There's an ego desire hole right there. What's up, Zaja? It's really good to see you. Hello. Coffee coming my way? Well, thanks, AWOL. I'm glad that somebody is listening to my needs. Number 90. This is a good one. This is a real good one. Shamans teach us to navigate through our deepest unconscious in order to confront our shadows and release stagnant beliefs and habits, creating profound transformation. Whale consciousness, which is connected to Sirius, is shamanic in nature. When we work with it, we must look into the mirror and see the false self. Whales are providing the service on a large scale for Earth at this time, but in a very subtle way and mostly through dreams. You've pulled this card because you have a connection with whale consciousness now or in the past, and it is calling to you once again. The whole sky overcast with a uniform bright light gray and like 90% humidity. Sheesh. Yeah. It's really sunny out here, really clear and sunny. I'll probably go for a walk later. I've heard all sorts of reports from all corners of the country in terms of like what the weather is like today. It seems to be all over the place. Wow, sun's coming through the bathroom like really hot. But it looks nice on stream. The lighting looks nice, so let's keep it. Commentary. Whale consciousness connected to Sirius represents group consciousness. Each whale is actually a group unified field, like a group of souls. They swim in the deep waters of Earth as a symbol of the deep unconscious in which our true identity as unified beings dwells. They serve as a reminder that we too are part of a unified existence beyond our limited lives as humans. Whales are the first group species that humans encountered before we become a galactic species. Wasn't that nice? We're already very familiar with the existence of whales. It's only a hop, skip, and a jump until we go on to other civilizations. You remember whale talk the last time you were here? Well, how about that, sweet and sauerkraut? Maybe it's your very presence bringing us back to the energy of the whales. I love the energy of the whales. I love learning all of their shamanic lessons, and I love thinking about how large and gentle and wonderful they are. Whale. I need to finish editing this video of footage that I took of whales a couple months ago. All of my creative software is like glitching this week. It's really interesting. It's like very pointed. It's like, oh, no, you can't record new music. Not right now. I'm like, okay, like what's the problem? And it's like, no, there's no like straightforward answer. There's no troubleshooting this. We're just not going to let you. Oh, okay, well then I'll edit some footage that I took at on this trip. No. All the footage is going to be like glitchy and corrupted. No, not yet. Not now. Do something else. Play video games. Watch a movie. Don't do it. Don't work. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'll just trust that if those projects need to be finished, I'll finish them whenever they need to be finished. But there are like mysterious, weird things going on with my creative project softwares, Pro Tools and Final Cut, where it's just like, what? Like weird roadblocks. And I'm just taking it as synchronicity. That's just like saying, hey, red light, not now. Don't do it now. And don't get too frustrated about it. Don't be like, oh, I need to solve the problem. Just, I don't know, watch some TV or something. You're good at that. Is Mercury retrograde? Well, there you go. As humans adjust to the whale consciousness and open themselves to what it represents, we prepare ourselves to acknowledge our own true state of unity. Because Earth is going through a powerful transition in consciousness now, whale consciousness guides us through a transition from polarity and fragmentation to unity and oneness. If this card came up in your spread, then some part of your being is accessing this whale consciousness to help your spiritual growth and heal the fragmentation within you. This card is called Shamanic Journey because whenever you use the energy of the deep unconscious and are moving toward profound integration and transformation with the help of interdimensional guides, it is indeed a shamanic journey. One filled with shifting realities, changing paradigms, and magical potential. Whether you feel this energy working with you or not is unimportant. If you wish, hold the image of a whale before sleep and ask for whatever guidance can be shared with you at this time. Then pay attention to your dreams. Very cool. Very fresh. Ooh, sheesh. Belief systems, 53, Earth present. Very cool. I like this. Entering into a shamanic journey with blind enthusiasm. Belief systems, Earth present. Very interesting. I like this. There is a human tendency to cling to belief systems and rationalize them as facts without realizing that they are illusions. In fact, any construct of our minds, beliefs, thoughts, emotions, is an illusion and not representative of our true nature as aware consciousness beyond the human experience. There's so much to be said about that. It's like nobody wants to hear that because everyone's mired in the stuff that's right in front of our faces and the stuff that we get out of bed to deal with. It's like, yeah. It's hard to be like, hold the two truths in your mind to be like, I have all these priorities of these things that I want to get done today or I want to accomplish in a given year or lifespan or whatever. Meanwhile, all of them are illusions. Does that mean that they're frivolous? No, I don't think so. I think that whatever we attribute significance to is significant. We give it meaning, and that's valid. I think sometimes we hear that something is an illusion, or like when, pop understanding of quantum science, like, oh, time is an illusion. So I think a lot of times the first thought that we have in reaction to a statement like that is, oh, you mean it doesn't matter? Like, well, our experience of time is very real. Our experience of our dreams and our hopes and our goals and our heroes and villains and our problems and our successes, all of those are very real. Despite also, they can hold two truths at the same time. They can be illusory, is that the right word? And they can also be very, very real to us because we attribute the significance to it. That's how we structure our reality, and that's okay. I think the reminder that it is an illusion is just sort of a safety net to be like, hey, you don't need to like behave like this is the end of the world. You can if you want to, but it's an illusion. Like, you know, life is a dream, etc. I try not to die, but I don't really fear death in the same way that I might have when I was like a certain age, so to speak. Am I calling you fat? I don't think there's any frivolous desires, to be honest. Everything has ripple effects. Yes, exactly. If you're following some sort of passion or excitement, it's inherently like part of the interwoven flow of everything. Like you seeking out that new Game Boy game, which doesn't even exist anymore, led to you like going to a store, which meant you were a person on the street or a car in traffic or something. You contributed to the flow of all that is. Like inherently your participation in the external world based on your internal desire or excitement or passion, that's part of it. It's inherently worthy. It's inherently like worthwhile. I was watching this beautiful Bashar question and answer last night where this woman was like, she just broke down crying. And because she was like, I don't feel like there's this deep wound where I feel like I don't deserve to receive. And I got emotional too, because that's a very deep wound for myself a lot of the time too. I don't deserve to receive that, the idea. And just working through like this, the very like harsh reality that like it's not harsh, but it's like it can be jarring when we convince ourselves that we don't deserve to exist or don't deserve to receive, or it's like, what are we even doing here? I'm just a burden on the planet. I'm just a burden to everyone. No, you exist, so you inherently are of value. You are inherently worthy. Like you're here. You're part of the incredibly complex interwoven tapestry. No matter how many times you leave the house this week, you're still here. Like you're still in the game. You're still part of the knitted scarf. I keep saying tapestry because that's like the closest metaphor that my mind is going to. Yeah, exactly. Sauerkraut. Oftentimes a parent wound. Yeah, sure. Some sort of like authority figure, someone who sort of made you believe that you weren't divine and perfect. And that's often some sort of scary authority figure, like who's introduced to us early on. Because those are the memories that'll like will attach or like will like latch onto and be like, oh, because of this thing. And you might work through that in therapy if that's your journey or whatever. Like, oh my God, I have this unresolved thing with this figure in my life, and that's why I don't like to go to the movies, or that's why I don't eat pickles, or like, you know, I don't know. And it's not always that. It's not always that like direct and simple. I don't want to like do pop psychology or whatever, but I do. I guess that's literally what I do if I'm going to be talking about deep archetypal wounds and their relationship to metaphors from the stars. Belief systems. Beautiful. Yeah. So I'll read that sentence again because I started ranting about illusions. Any construct of our minds, beliefs, thoughts, emotions is an illusion and not representative of our true nature as aware consciousness beyond the human experience. This is seen as a unique human trait, one that obstructs our growth at every turn. I've been thinking about that a lot too, because right now we're entering this moment where we're like self-aware of our limitations and our unlimited nature. like that paradox of like, oh, we're like this infinite cosmic expression, but we've chosen limitation by living in physical bodies with lifespans and with like priorities and perspectives, points of view, goals, desires, loyalties, alliances, affiliations, biases, polarity. It's something to explore, something to chew on, but it's up to each of us individually to decide like how tightly we wish to cling, I guess, to that which limits us ultimately. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with like imposing self-limitation. It can be very, it can foster amazing results in terms of creative expression. Like, I, for one, often get overwhelmed if I'm presented with too many options. It's like, oh, just give me two to choose from. Like, give me an A and B. It depends. It depends on the subject. Take a look at your belief systems and your view of the world. See them as constructs of ego rather than universal truths. Only one truth exists, that you are pure consciousness. Everything else is an illusion. I like that a lot. Belief systems are complex maps that we build within us that help us navigate our inner and outer worlds and create our view of reality. Hey, Argyle. They are often formed unconsciously from early life experiences or past lives. We were talking about usually the parent. Yeah. They keep us feeling safe, but also stop us from growing. On Earth, at this point in time, there is a high degree of attachment to our belief systems, and this keeps us in opposition to each other, as is seen in religious, political, and social conflicts. Personally, our belief systems keep us stuck. They stop us from loving ourselves, from growing, from healing, and from moving toward unity consciousness. In this time of tremendous growth on Earth, it becomes essential to look within and identify these belief systems, including those about ourselves and those about the world around us. If this card came up in your reading, you are being asked to look at the belief systems of those around you and how you are affected, as well as how your own belief systems keep you stuck and possibly hurt those in your life. This quest is not a pleasant one, but it is an essential one for all those seeking to awaken their consciousness. Take a look at the surrounding cards to see if there's a clue. There's tons of clues here. To which belief systems need exploring. Shamanic journey. My blind enthusiasm into a shamanic journey. Probably. I'm very hypocritical. I've been thinking about that a lot this week. Just, it's like, oh, I really identify with like tenets of that which is called shamanism, but I do not get out in nature enough. I feel as though I don't take enough time to move with like a sacred ritual attention to each of my actions throughout a day. Like sometimes I'll rush through an action and I'm like, oh, that could have been much slower and more mindful. And I feel like I wouldn't be like out of breath right now. I wouldn't be like it invites heart problems when I go like from this to that to that to this because I need to finish this in order to do that. And oh my God, there's never enough hours in the day. Like, oh my God, that's like sprinting toward the grave. Like I keep reminding myself how healthy it feels to just like do things with deliberate intention and mindfulness. Not just intention, but attention, like just paying attention to what I'm doing, what I'm cooking, what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, like how I'm breathing as I move my body, each step, like on a walk or up and down a staircase. Each moment of like brushing my teeth or taking a shower, instead of just like, oh, fuck, I need to do this because it's an obligation. Like, oh, I'm so spiritual. Oh, I'm so wise. Look at me jacking this. I'm pantomiming exactly what I'm talking about. There's hypocrisy there that I am trying to address. And it's healthy. I like calling myself out. I like being called out. It's hard. It's not fun to be called out because it's like, you're doing it wrong. Nobody likes to be told that they're doing it wrong. And, you know, on a certain metaphysical level, there's no such thing as doing it wrong because you're learning from the perceived mistake. You're doing something and you're learning something from that. Is that wrong? I don't know. It's up to us. It's okay. Talking about forgiveness, forgiving ourselves. Let's look at this. Quest not a pleasant one. Take a look at this. Not go on a treasure hunt deep inside yourself. Go on a treasure hunt deep inside yourself. What you will find can greatly serve you in your growth if you apply the lessons. Boy, howdy. I'm going to put these cards over here, and I'm going to look for a Cosmic Consciousness Ascension card to complement this 3-card heritage reading. I love it. I love it, chat. You remember implementing 2-option systems at your place of work. People want easy options, not unlimited options. Yeah. I feel like it's the idea of unlimited options is nice, but I think as humans sometimes we desire the infinite, and then we like sort of subconsciously reach for what is known and familiar and what is limited because it's a little easier. It can be really, really overwhelming to be like, you can do literally anything you want. What? Like, anything? It's hard. Like, a sort of like decision paralysis can ensue. Sometimes our heart kind of like calls out with a very strong homing beacon. Like, oh, I know exactly which ballpark to look in. I can do anything I want, you say? Okay, well, let's put some parameters on this. I want to work in music or something, you know. I want to learn how to fly. Well, okay. And then, you know, there's going to be like all sorts of things that start to shape that journey depending on what the desire is. Sometimes the desire, someone in chat was talking about it having a desire for Hole. I'm not sure if they're still touring Hole. You see what I did there, chat? I'm very clever. Okay, let's draw one of these cards. And then I'm going to get some coffee. Take a small ad break because for some reason you're still touring Hole. What's this? What's this one? Spiritual Disillusionment. How beautiful. We've pulled this card before, so I kind of want to shuffle again. But I think that goes really strongly with blind enthusiasm about a shamanic journey and belief systems. I think that feels very like on brand of this reading, so to speak. But I would like to like shuffle this more and like kind of get like a card we've never gotten before, which is not fair. It's not fair to just like go into a deck and be like, oh, I'm going to keep drawing until I get a card that I've never gotten before. First of all, eventually you're going to get all the cards, so that doesn't even mean anything. Second of all, it's probably not the card like you needed to see. I feel like Spiritual Disillusionment is a very related card to the rest of these. Blind Enthusiasm, Shamanic Journey, Belief Systems, Spiritual Disillusionment. Yeah, and it's an Orion releasing card. None of these are Orion. But when we're talking about this Ascension deck, the Orion energy is about releasing, which is so nice. It's so freeing. It's been a few years. Gosh. Safety. All right. Let's do safety. That's funny. Never had safety before. Safety. I'm just doing 2, I guess, which is nice. 5 is a good number. 5 is a good strong number. Cool. Let's do this, actually. There we go. Now you can see all of them. That's nice. What's up, Plant Danny? You're late to the pandering. That's okay. What? It's only been 45 minutes. We're in a significantly better mood than we were on Saturday. This is a very interesting reading so far. Blind Enthusiasm, Shamanic Journey, and Belief Systems. And of course, the Spiritual Disillusionment, and then Safety. We're going to read about Spiritual Disillusionment, which is really cool because it just looks relevant as all hell to this, which I find fascinating. I find everything fascinating. Isn't that fascinating? God. I'm imagining myself on a first date just like being so fascinated by everything, and then them being like, you're so fascinated with everything, it's kind of boring. Why aren't you bored? Why aren't you more like bored? And I'd be like, oh no, I'm boring this person by being so fascinated. Spirit Halloween has a deck? Like a tarot deck? That's cool. Yeah. Is Zoe still streaming? How was the rest of Zoe's WarioWare stream? That was so cool. I love WarioWare, especially the first one. That was like one of my most played games on the bus. Spiritual Disillusionment, Orion releasing. You called your local witch shop and had them order this deck for you? Which deck? The Galactic Heritage deck or the Cosmic Consciousness Ascension deck? That's very cool. Either way, it's very cool. Spiritual Disillusionment. Oh, nice. Nice, yeah. I am the divine universe in human form. I am the divine universe in human form. Say it with me now, chat. You're in church now. This is a church now. Is that TOS? I don't think it's TOS to be a church. I am the divine universe in human form. Isn't that cool? Even if you don't believe it, just pretend that you do for 2 seconds. I am the divine universe in human form. What a cool, like, even if you don't believe it, pretend that you're like an X-Men. You're one of the dang Marvel anime characters. Pretend that you're a dang Sailor Moon. I am the divine universe in human form. Like, what's your superpower? Oh, I can breathe ice when I sneeze. What's your superpower? I'm a dog who can talk. What's your superpower? I am the divine universe in human form. Everyone shuts the fuck up after that. You know what's really cool, though? All of the other ding-dong superheroes in the room are also the divine universe in human form. And getting to be this unique expression, you're a superhero. You're inherently part of the Avenger. This is such a shit metaphor. you're one of the Avengers. What, do you guys like the Beatles? You're one of the Beatles. Do you guys like I don't know. What are the kids into? Hi, Steph. You're one of the characters from Garfield. You're one of the Super Mario Brothers. What are the kids like? You're one of the BTS singers. Is that relevant? You're one of the Jonas Brothers. Is that relevant? You are both. You are Alpha and Omega, Skibidi and Toilet. Is that? Huh? Am I right, chat? Are we doing it? Come on, we need engagement. Mama needs a new pair of normal Naruto and Fortnite. Woo! What were we talking about? Oh yeah, you are the divine universe in human form. What if I just came up to you on the street and said that? Hey, yeah. You're the divine universe in human form. I feel like most people would be like, oh, that's so sweet, and also kind of weird and creepy. Oh, ha ha ha, like crazy people on the street. Ha 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 ha. Well, anyway, time to go into this sushi restaurant. Oh, my boyfriend is so boring. What did that crazy lady say to me on the street? This is how people eat sushi, I guess, in the sushi restaurant that I'm imagining. She told me that I was the divine universe in human form. Wow. I wonder if that's true. How interesting. Oh, this is so much more interesting to contemplate than whatever it is my boyfriend is droning on and on about. Why won't he chew with his mouth closed? And scene. You'd be like, thank you, God bless. I really like that seaside duck. I have a rump emote. I have Tuco, the balloonist from Magic Crafters and Spyro the Dragon. That's drawn by Nova Spell. All right. We're being silly today, chat. It's a silly day. We had a sad day on Saturday. Saturday. And now it's a silly Tuesday. It's a tee-hee Tuesday. It's a real ho-ho-ho Tuesday. God, everyone's throwing rump. Throwing shapes with your behind. Spiritual disillusionment. I am the divine universe in human form. Ugh. Ugh. Have you ever looked at an eyeball real close, chat? Have you ever done that thing, that cinematic trope of zooming in on your eyeball so much that you start to see the universe? Because it's in there. It's in your atoms. Fuck. There are many forms of spiritual disillusionment. When you are not feeling harmony with the process of life, you are experiencing a form of spiritual disillusionment. Makes sense. Your true spiritual nature is divine, powerful, creative, loving, and wise. Any lack within these qualities triggers separation within the self. The Orions discover that separation can be a wound, or it can be a focus for healing that strengthens compassion and awareness. I love that. I love restructuring the idea of a wound as like an opening for growth and change. Like the skin grows back as a scar, but that scar holds a story, and the story holds lessons, and the lessons can strengthen us. And there can be gradual improvement. And the scar gets to be left as a reminder too. I don't know. I'm full of metaphors today. These are probably all over the place. Yeah. A focus for healing that strengthens compassion and awareness. Spiritual truth supports your understanding that you are divine, just as all others are divine. That's one of those big things that's like, I feel like in a lot of new thought spaces or like new age mysticism, people are like, well, where do you get off being a guru above everyone else? And it's like, no. They, if they're worth their salt, they don't get off doing that. It's just like the original like messianic dynamic of any like Christ figure in history. Generally, like the lesson is like everyone is divine. If someone's going around being like, I'm divine and you're not, they're going to get a Netflix documentary made about them pretty soon, I think. You know, those are the seeds of that's not, as Tears for Fears would say, sowing the seeds of love. Any Tears for Fears heads in chat? I love that song. It was on the radio the other day. I was so happy because my phone does this thing where it shuts itself off periodically at really pointed moments throughout the day. And it feels like the universe is directly talking to me through like use of my phone. And then so the other day I had to listen to the radio, and they played that song, and I love that song. I'm like a huge, when I was a kid, that was, I played that on my iPod a lot. I had that CD. I was gifted that CD one Hanukkah at my friend's house. His mom gave me a Tears for Fears best of CD, and the first track was Sowing the Seeds of Love. And I listened to that CD like all the time because it was cool. That was like I think that was the first Hanukkah present I ever received in my whole life. Because my family didn't celebrate Hanukkah, but all my friends' families did. And I would always get invited to my one friend's family. And they were like, oh, and you have a present. That was the first time. Okay, so here's an adorable Hanukkah story. My friend who I got to spend the first night, or maybe, I don't remember if it was the first or the last night. It was like a significant night. And they got a GameCube because the GameCube just came out, and it was this huge deal because it was like the new fancy expensive system. And it was like, whoa, whoa, like they just got a GameCube and Luigi's Mansion, the first one, and it was like these graphics are blowing my mind, even though like you know how dark the lighting is in Luigi's Mansion, and of course that's, you know, to make the graphics even better because you can save on memory by having a bunch of black polygons and so forth. um it was $100. I feel like it was more than $100 at the time, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe it was, and I just thought $100 was like $1,000,000 at the time. Um, but they were like, oh, and don't worry, little swan, like we have something for you, and it was a little CD. It was Tears for Fears best of, because I think she would whenever I was in the car and Tears for Fears came on, I was always like, wow, this is so cool, and she'd be like, yes, it is cool. Yeah, $250 sounds like a lot more realistic. What's up, Odd Girls Out? It's good to see you. You bought it yourself? Well, it's surely not the year that it came out. But then Melee came out like pretty shortly after that, and we were like big fans of the N64 Smash Bros. Because I didn't have any of the 3D Nintendo systems. I had a Super Nintendo. My brother and I, and then my brother went to some sleepover, and he's like, I'm off Nintendo. We're doing Sony PlayStation for the rest of our lives. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen. And I was like, okay, because I was a younger sibling. I didn't have say. You know, he's a very assertive person. But thankfully, that brought me such joy as Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon, which I am now, you know, internet famous for speedrunning, of course, and being very, very good at. Just kidding, I'm not that good at either of those games, but I love them deeply. GameCube was such a good system. Still one of my favorites to this day. I agree. I like the design of it. I like that it has a little carrying handle. I think it's cute. I think it's fun. It's like satisfying. I like the color and like the texture of it. I've never owned a GameCube. It's always been very like exciting to me because it's never been in my own home, that sort of thing. During lockdown, I got to live with some big Nintendo heads who had a GameCube, and I got to play like Thousand Year Door for the first time and Pikmin for the first time, and it was so fun and so cool, and I really miss that. I have a Switch now, which I'm like a big fan of, and we're probably gonna play some Super Mario Odyssey after this because I'm just going around collecting extra Power Moons. It's fun. It relaxes me. But Pikmin, I've been thinking a lot about like the latest Pikmin. Streamer Heltran played Pikmin on her stream, and that was really good. What were we talking about? Spiritual disillusionment. That's right. GameCube. Tears for Fears. Hanukkah. Okay. I am the divine universe in human form, and so can you. You should go back to Pikmin. It's good. Never before or since had gaming been so cubular. I thought I was reading that from far away, and I thought it was I thought you said nebulous, and I was like, oh, that's a cool thesis statement. Like, I wonder if they're going to expand on that. But cubular, that makes a lot more sense. Where were we? Spiritual truth supports your understanding that you are divine, just as all others are divine. It helps you release the fear of time, which is a big one for a lot of us, the death of the body, which is a big fear for a lot of us, or the moment of pain, which is usually like a huge fear for all of us that like keeps us from doing a lot of stuff. These three big fears. Fear of time, death of the body, or a moment of pain, for truth is infinite and love never dies. It's pretty epic. Sounds like an anime intro. You are the catalyst that transforms all life. No pressure. It's not a huge responsibility, but you just happen to be the catalyst that it transforms all of life. So no big, just relax, take a deep breath. You're at the driver's seat of your existence, of your reality, and you just so happen to be the catalyst that transforms all life because you are the divine universe in human form. That's what this book says. So take that how you will. It's no big deal. You're just the catalyst that transforms all of life, including yourself. Sorry, I keep interrupting things because I'm so excited today. I'm in such a good mood. I'm filled with so much blind enthusiasm, number 42, Pleiades past. Because of my belief systems, number 53, Earth present. About my shamanic journey, number 90, Cetacean whale parallel. But with all of this excitement, it's important that we address our own spiritual disillusionment, Orion releasing. This card is asking you, it is your spiritual nature, your divinity that transforms with love. I almost skipped that sentence. This card is asking you to release any fear of pain, death, and the influence of others over you. Even me. You are asked to release any idea of yourself as less than perfect and less than powerful in the grace of love. That's a big sentence. It's scary. I feel like whenever we bring up like the grace of love or like you being bestowed with the grace of something, I think it's triggering for a lot of people because it almost sounds religious. You know, that wording is extremely like laden with baggage culturally for a lot of people. Like grace, don't give me divinity. Don't tell me I'm one with all that is. It's not a Sunday pander. You are asked to embrace life as it is in this moment and see your potential to improve it with your flow of love in all of its forms. Love is so cool. I was thinking about love last night. I wanted to make so many jokes just now, but I just get the point out, pander. I was thinking about love last night because I was watching some Bashar transmission, and it was just like I was just like really stoned, just like, love, you say? Like, love is everything. Love is inherent. Love is like the building block of everything. Okay, so like even when love or specifically unconditional love. And I was just thinking conceptually about that. And the people who were talking made a point about how we are so unconditionally loved that we are given the freedom to believe that we are not unconditionally loved. We are given so much leeway, so much freedom to express, so much love unconditionally by existence itself that we are allowed to exist and question whether we are allowed to exist. Like, we are allowed to completely deny how inherently loved we are by the universe, by existence itself. We are allowed to exist and deny our own existence. That's how much freedom we're given, which is, if you get down to the nitty-gritty definitions of like unconditional love, it's like, yeah, you're allowed to do whatever you want and I'll still love you. And the I in that statement kind of can refer to whatever you believe in terms of the universe or the vastness of space and time, God, whatever like label you want to give that. All that is, source, yourself, your cat, you know. You are not feeling the love tonight, and yet you are allowed to. Like, that's beautiful. That's exactly the vibe. Never forget, brother. I don't know what that says, but you are unconditionally loved, brother. You are so unconditionally loved that you are allowed to not feel the love. I was deep in the throes of what the news media would call a shamanic trance. and I was like, holy shit, that's comforting. It's really hard to remember, but that's kind of the game, isn't it? Where are we? Where are we in this paragraph? Yes. You are asked to embrace life as it is in this moment and see your potential to improve it with your flow of love in all of its forms. And the light language here is expanding your spiritual understanding into the perfection of all experiences. It is opening your ability to flow with the natural laws of the universe. The bullet points at the bottom say, treasure the moments of ease and appreciate the moments of challenge, for all are supporting your loving empowerment. All of your choices have created this perfect moment. That's another comforting one that helps me out a lot. It's like everything that I've ever done and thought and achieved has led to me being right where I am. And when I'm in a deep depression, as often comes, I'm like, oh fuck, I've made mistakes and I wound up here and I'm not where I want to be. But if I have a glass of water and get enough sleep, maybe eat a sandwich and like, I don't know, remember a funny joke for 5 seconds, it's like, oh my God, I have so much to be grateful for right where I am. I've like done so much. I've seen so much. I have so many wonderful, supportive friends and loving people in my life that I forget about whenever I focus on that which I believe that I lack. But I am so abundant. I'm so abundant with support from you guys. I feel abundant. Just the fact that I have a sink. I have a bed, a sink. I have my own toilet, thank God. I have never had my own toilet. This is the first time in my life I have ever had my own bathroom space. I'm very grateful for that. That's nuts to me. That is a huge... I am 32. I don't know. My priorities are my own, and they are... I'm very grateful for So I'm easily impressed by certain things, and I'm also spoiled and unimpressed by other things, like any human being. God bless. Corngrats. Woov, true woov. Whoa, wov, true wov. Yes, exactly. Never forget wov, true brother. That took me a second. I'm like, woove? Are you casting a spell? Yes, all of your choices have created this perfect moment, and then forgive easily, for this creates rapid change. That's a fun one for me to remember. I love forgiveness as a challenge, as a game. Forgiveness is not excusing behavior. They mean completely different things. But for some reason, culturally, we've bastardized the idea of forgiveness into thinking that it's excusing someone's behavior. That has never been what forgiveness means. Forgiveness is like... there can be infinite definitions, but one that I really, really resonate with recently is someone, usually the people in our lives who we need to forgive or feel like forgiveness is kind of coming their way or something, or someone, it's like, oh, that person needs to apologize for what they've done. That person is occupying space in my internal environment right now. That person, I am holding that person in my mind or in my heart or in my gut, or in my groin, in a way that is really festering and resentful. They know what they did. They need to apologize for what they did. And of course, I'm never going to forgive them because I would never excuse that behavior and so forth. I don't want to support that. It's no, that's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is evicting them from the apartment of your heart. Forgiveness is I'm done with you. I'm done. You can even think of it that way. It's I am absolving myself from constantly obsessing about this person who has wronged me. I let them go. I forgive them. It is done. Now, if you want to add spices and seasonings into that, where it's I forgive them and I love them unconditionally. I'm so saintly and I'm so messianic. I want to try to season the stew with some of those flavors. That's up to you. That's extra credit. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do all that. A lot of people are I'll never forgive anybody because it's a sign of weakness. Okay. Okay. I think that the weakness comes from implanting your heart with this festering wound caused by someone else. But okay, we all do things differently. I don't have all the right answers. I'm just going to speak condescendingly over the internet until everyone does exactly what I do and say all of the time. I'm working on it, chat. There are so many different definitions of the word forgiveness, I think, that we get really culturally tripped up on that are preventing us from moving forward and growing and healing. For Christ's sake, God forbid we heal any of our wounds. No, we have to keep blaming someone else for our wounds until they will come to us and apologize. They know what they did. Okay, have fun holding your breath. You don't have to do any of that stuff. That's fine, Heltran. That's fine. I'm not talking to you right now. I know where you stand on a lot of these words and these concepts. That's fine. I love the fact that we disagree on so many things because it provides stimulation. I enjoy having a foil so close to me in my chat. It makes us like a buddy comedy duo. Yeah, and in fact, when you do express stuff like that, it helps me. It helps sort of like represent a stand-in for like a greater hypothetical jaded population that I feel like I'm speaking to from a pulpit, which again is very dangerous. Please cut me down, chat. Whenever you're like, oh no, Pander's going into cult leader mode, call it out. I don't know. We'll have a safe word. The safe word will be like and subscribe. Forgive easily, for this creates rapid change. Yeah, it creates rapid change. You don't want things to change? Don't practice forgiveness. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's it. You know, and if forgiveness is uncomfortable, let's look at our definitions of what that word even means and what that exchange of energy even means. I think a lot of people draw strength from holding grudges. Good for them. I used to do that. It doesn't work for me anymore. It works for some people. That's great. That's fine. Appreciate all cycles of life is the final bullet point. And that's where I get tripped up. I need to I appreciate all cycles of life. I appreciate the cycle where I held grudges. I appreciate the cycle where other people hold grudges. I feel like spiritual disillusionment, I am the divine universe in human form. Everyone is the divine universe in human form. So if somebody lives their life in a way that I disagree with, their life is still inherent to the tapestry that I was kept insisting on bringing up. So as condescending as I say that I sound, ultimately it's like I still, part of my game and my rules that I set up for myself, it's like I still have to accept those other people. GameCube. Safety. Do you want to talk about safety? Let's talk about safety. That was the other card that we drew for this part. Safety. Lyra, awareness. Safety. There's safety, I think, in holding on to belief systems. There's safety in blind enthusiasm. It's like ashes on that? What was that? Ink? There's safety in spiritual disillusionment. Safety. I just opened it right to it, and then my fingers slipped, and I threw the book into my keyboard. So now we have to find it again. Safety, 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 safety. There it is. Cubed games. Chat. I discern my safety easily, and my clarity continues to grow. Discernment. I discern my safety easily, and my clarity continues to grow. The world around you often teaches you that you are unsafe. Many times it comes from well-meaning people that feel they must help you by alerting you to all the dangers of the world. Streamer. Other times it is fear-based marketing. Anyone who's gotten an ad today. There's nothing inherently wrong with being informed. Your task is to discern when it is of value to you and when it is a form of conscious or unconscious manipulation. Your perception of life immediately affects your participation with it. The Lyrans discovered that safety has to be nurtured within, which creates feeling capable of responding to life. What the fuck? Let me read that one more time. I did not register that sentence. Your perception of life immediately affects your participation with it. Yes. That I'm on board with. The Lyrans discovered that safety has to be nurtured within, which creates feeling capable of responding to life. Okay, so instead of waiting for something external to be like, you're safe, you're good, you're fine, you're safe. Safety has to be nurtured within, and this creates the feeling that you are capable of responding to life. I like that. I've been thinking a lot about reacting versus responding. Definitions. We're back to definitions. This card, my hair. Chat, I don't know about any of this anymore. This card is reminding you that you are safer than you realize. It is wise to be aware of situations that are potentially dangerous while being open to living life joyfully. As you interact with others, be aware of their motivations without judging them as right or wrong. I need to remember that every time I I judge others constantly. I'm like, that person didn't deserve an Olympic bronze. My parents are watching the Olympics. Where are we? As you interact with others, be aware of their motivations without judging them as right or wrong. That's that's another game that I play with myself a lot. It's like, why wouldn't that person want to just like see the world in this way or behave in that way? And it's like, well, there's a million people looking at the way that I live my life and thinking that, asking themselves those very questions. Why the fuck is Pandorcera doing this instead of that? Why the fuck is she doing that instead of this? It would be so much easier for her if she only did this instead of that. Why does she not do that instead of this? You know, I don't know. It's her journey. It's my journey. It's your journey. It's their journey. Yeah. Do not allow irrational or emotional fears to dominate your life. Practice your awareness and discernment when you are not feeling threatened. That's a good one to remember. Oftentimes I feel like practicing awareness and discernment only really happens as a knee-jerk reaction to like, oh fuck, I'm in danger now. So I have to like practice your awareness and discernment when you are not feeling threatened. As Vegeta would say, don't get soft during peacetime. The light language is creating a deep knowing of your inherent safety while maintaining the wisdom of protection and reaction when beneficial. Take a gander at them scribbles. Let them fill you up with safety. It's pretty nice. Deep knowing of your inherent safety while maintaining the wisdom of protection and reaction when beneficial. It is strengthening your ability to discern your well-being and path to improvement. The bullet points say, examine your fears and determine what no longer serves you. Be realistic and optimistic about your safety and ability to protect yourself. Observe the fear-based manipulation of media and unplug from it. Turn your TV off. Turn your computer off. Unsubscribe from me. Do not allow fear of rejection to deter you from expressing yourself. I love that. Did you shower? You were attending church in the shower? Nice. So was I. Let Panda do what she wants.com. It's my journey and I want it now. Yeah. Hell yeah, going to places is cool. Nice. Well, let's reflect on this for a little bit while I take a journey downstairs to go get some coffee. I'm going to run an ad really fast. It's going to be 3 minutes. It's going to be a long time, Chad. I'm really sorry about that, but I won't be here. I'm going to be downstairs preparing coffee so that I can come back up here. The queue is open. So far we have Sparkle Sprout, I believe, in the queue. Let me just like bring up that list. The queue is open. You can do !join to join the queue for a free reading. You can jump the line by donating with !tip if you wish, if you're feeling, but there's only one person in queue, so, you know, full disclosure, it's not going to take that long. And then we're going to play video games afterwards. I'm going to play either Crash Bandicoot or Super Mario Odyssey. But it's leaning towards Super Mario Odyssey because we were talking about that earlier. Plus, it's going to be a little more like casual than speedrunning Crash might be. But let's see. All right, here comes 3 minutes of ads. I love you very much. Big chat. Don't drink too much coffee. Don't tell me what to do. No, thank you. I appreciate that. That's important. I will try not to. Heterosexual poolside ice cream. Heterosexual poolside ice cream. Say that 5 times fast, and you'll summon everyone you ever knew from high school. Heterosexual poolside ice cream. Now it's off-road biking with police chase. My doggy was wearing my bucket hat a few minutes ago, and you think it's just hers? No, that's so cute. Oh my god, I gave the dogs little treats, and one of them is like half blind, and he thought that my thumb was the treat, so he just kept like chomping on my thumb, and meanwhile like the treat was on this part of my hand, and he just kept going for this part of my hand. I was like, hey bro. Yeesh. Heterosexual poolside ice cream. Heterosexual poolside ice cream. Heterosexual poolside ice cream. Heterosexual poolside ice cream. Okay, who's first? Sparkle Sprout, are you here? Are you here? Can you hear me? Can you hear my voice? What time signature is that? Da 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Da 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 da. Seems like what is it? 8? Call me when it's homosexual poolside ice cream. Huh. See, that's missing a syllable. Homosexual poolside ice cream. When the skeleton walks in the moonlit night. Oh, when the homosexual poolside cream. Hey, was anyone there for Spectral Sybil's stream when she interviewed Dash Kwiatkowski? Someone in the chat asked a really important question, I thought, and they asked, hey, why don't we call demons creamins? And everyone agreed. Everyone was like, yeah, how about that? Why don't we do that? It was really good. She uploaded the VOD immediately. Like, the whole thing is unedited and available to watch on YouTube. Which is cool, because oftentimes her content takes longer to come out on YouTube. Dash had the Spirit Halloween Tarot deck. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. From Indie Comics. Nice. That's cool. Yeah, one of the incentives for their crowdfunding campaign is a cool comic zine that their partner illustrated about a beginner's guide to ghost adventuring, which is pretty cool, chat. So who do we have on deck? We have Sparkle Sprout. Anyone else? Anyone else here? Did I scare everyone away? I feel like I scared people away. I'm worried about scaring people away. I don't want to scare people. Am I intense? I've been told I'm intense. People tell me I'm intense. Hi, Yonkler. Oh my god, we have 2 joiners. Why is this not refreshing? You would like to know about love? Love. People tell me I'm a little intense. Okay. That sounds good. Let me put these back in the deck. Woo! Woo! You're here lurking, Dope Stitches. It's good to see you. You just did laps at the public pool. Cool. Was it the one that you went to with Gravy? Cool. The water healed you? Cool. I love that. I miss swimming so much. I live like on the ocean, but I never go swimming because it's not like a pool. It's like a different vibe. I should go swimming in the ocean more though. I miss that. I miss the energy of like being pushed by waves and stuff. It's exciting. It's invigorating. I'm like walking distance from the ocean, but I never do it. That's part of my shamanic journey. Like, why the fuck don't I ever do things? I think because I just get so used to whatever's familiar. Safety, chat. That was safety. Go to the ocean. It's one that's closer. I had no idea it's only $4, so it's a thing you can afford. That's awesome. I also am so afraid of like doing anything in public. I'm always so like uh, people who go to the gym fascinate me. I'm just like, wow, that's so cool that you do that. I like hole up in my bedroom and I do push-ups and I like write poetry about the world and think that that's exercising the muscles in my body. That's no. I try to go on walks a lot. I try to go on walks as often as I can. Fly to the angels and take my hand. Just talked to an old lady. We kept encouraging each other. Just keep swimming. That's so sweet. That's awesome. That's so nice. Just finished work and playing with 2 dogs, Dub Stitches? Hell yeah. Homosexual poolside ice cream. Homosexual poolside ice cream. Are there any homosexuals in the chat? Can we get a round of applause for anyone who's even remotely queer? Whatever that means. Can we get a round of applause for all of the problematic queers in chat? Can we get a round of applause for everyone's least favorite person? It's just think of like the most annoying person possible. Can we just like all clap for that like egregore that we've created, this tulpa? Clap, clap, clap. I'm a frequent homosexual. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yonkler loves the problematic queers. Let's go. We're all about unconditional love in this stream. It bothers the hell out of people, which I find humorous. It makes me want to love even harder. Okay, let's shuffle. This is for Sparkle Sprout. Sparkle Sprout, Sparkle Sprout. Do you have anything specific that you'd like to focus on at this time? It's not necessary, but if there is something you would like to focus on, we could put some intention into that. We could talk about that. We could do all sorts of things. Let's change to this view because nobody likes to look at my beautiful, beautiful shoulders. My beautiful Olympic swimmer style shoulders. My clavicles. I have to lower this chair, excuse me. You do have a focus, yes. You heard people clapping, just showed up, fan of slapping my hands together. Oh, I saw a really cool like digital image of Donkey Kong clapping his hands together. And I was like, that's a really cool... I love how Donkey Kong works with sound. I really like Donkey Kong. Like, there's something about him that's just very... I think it's like the Sasquatchian nature of him that I really, really like relate to. And I like that he works with sound. I like that he's a drummer. I like that he slaps his hands together and creates this like shock wave. I think that's really cool. Or like when he slams his hands on the ground, I think that's a really cool move. Oh, that jumped right the fuck out. We're gonna set that off to the side. That'll be a little bonus for you. I will make you a pot of tea. How does everybody take their tea? Tell Scullivan what you take in your tea. Sparkle Sprout, can you give me 2 numbers between 1 and 7 if you haven't already done so in chat? 2 separate numbers between 1 and 7. Sparkle Sprout, clapping Donkey Kong's ass cheeks. Banana Slammer. You're also biphobic? What's with all the biphobic people in chat? Don't you know that everyone who's ever broken my heart was bisexual? We have to give them some credit. Come on. If the black tea is strong, then a creamer is nice. Are you speaking in riddles? Oh, Yeah. Usually just sugar if it's black tea. Green, potentially nothing, sometimes honey. 1 in 5. Thank you, Heltran. Thank you for Heltran's like my if I was Lady Stark, she'd be my Gwendolyn Christie. God, could you imagine like Heltran fighting to defend your honor? That just like that activated some things deep inside real fast. Bye, folks. Breaking all kinds of hearts out here. 1 in 5. Let's go. 1 in 5. This is 1. And we will count. We will count this as 5. Thank you. That was interesting. My brain did a sort of like, will they, won't they, with the, oh, are you going to count that as 5 or the one next to it as 5? Which direction did you lay the cards out? You don't remember. You have to discern. You have to go with your gut. Oh my God. Follow your heart. I'm considering moving back to my home state in a few months, but I'm very hesitant. If I don't move this year, I will most likely next year. Lived in Florida for 10 years now, and I'm afraid of leaving the life I built, and there's things I still want to do here, but I feel like my path is ultimately leading back to Maryland. Okay, Sparkle Sprout, thank you. You're really stressed about it. Okay. Thank you for sharing all of that. Yeah. Hey, Cadence. Okay. Okay, Sparkle Sprout. Okay. Okay. Well, okay. I try really hard not to ask follow-up questions, but I'm just like very curious. Like, feel like there's still things you want to do here. You feel like your path is ultimately leading. Like, what makes you feel like your path is ultimately leading you back to Maryland? Maryland. Oh, that's a big one. Whatever that is. Hair. That's one. Real noisy today. The voices are noisy today. Little bro becoming an adult. What is everybody talking about? Okay. Hive Mind. Insectoid Parallel. This is a one-of-a-kind card in this deck. Very interesting card whenever it's drawn. Insectoid Parallel. Not necessarily referring to insects or an insectoid extraterrestrial species. Not necessarily. Could be. But this is a parallel energy, just like sort of the theme of the hive mind. And I think a lot of times, especially culturally, Americans, etc., are freaked out by community thinking, freaked out by mob mentality, freaked out by the hive mind. I don't want to lose my individuality. And I think that's a misinterpretation. I think it's not necessarily a loss of anything. I think we can gain quite a bit from learning the lessons of like operating within a hive mind, so to speak. There's a lot of wisdom to be read in the book. I'm just trying to like go off the dome real quick. Danny and Sparkle Sprout are sisters. I did not know that, and that makes so much more sense now that you're addressing each other with such familiarity. I was like, how do they know each other? Definitely outside of influence of family wanting you back, but for you, mostly I miss my brother and my mom and want to be closer to them. Okay, those all sound like strong reasons that spark like a passionate decision to be made. Let's read about the hive mind. I'm very curious to see how like these cards may offer some sort of insight. Let's lower the camera so you can, we can break TOS or whatever. Hive mind parallel. There are many extraterrestrial insectoid species that have contacted Earth for thousands of years. They are peaceful and have a harmonious society that is based on the idea of group thinking as one. Most humans shun the idea of a loss of individuality, but it can also be a freeing experience whereby the ego no longer dominates one's reality. Since all consciousness is ultimately one anyway, insectoid beings reflect this truth. You have connected with these beings in the past, and their energy is now asking you to remember the oneness that lies underneath the illusion of separation. We've been talking a lot today about the illusion of separation. Quite a theme. Obviously a theme whenever this deck is utilized. My hair looks so silly. I would love to lose my individuality. Expand on that. Expand on that. This is a very archetypal card that has less to do with specific ET species and more to do with our relationship to the universe. One of the greatest human fears is losing individuality. Yet, in order to evolve and survive as a species, we will need to embrace group consciousness in a constructive and harmonious way. There are numerous species in creation, insectoid and other, whose societies are based on a hive mind or a community-oriented structure. To some degree, even the Zeta Reticuli species has this consciousness, and the power of the whole has been what has ultimately saved their species from extinction. On Earth now, our individuality and attachment to our ego's opinions are destroying us. This card asks us to look at how we can relinquish this habitual need to cling to individuality in favor of embracing a more collective, universal outlook. We can start at the community level and move outward to the planetary one. The truth is that we are all connected, no matter how far apart we feel. Denying this only prolongs the inevitable shift needed to move to the next level of our evolution. This card can be interpreted with this in mind, but it could also mean that you personally have a connection to an insectoid or hive mind species, and this connection can help you bring those needed changes in awareness to your life and to the planet. There's a lot here about the individual and the collective, and separation, and closeness, and oneness, and unity, and growth, and so forth. And I don't want to try to steer it in any one direction, because you have a very specific focus. And I just sort of want to let the words provide you with any guidance as you see fit. Hate to be an individual. Wish the power of the whole would save me. Yeah, I'm worried that I'm resisting the need to change in my life, but I'm also worried that I'm not finished where I am. Yeah, both could be true. And yeah, I feel that that dissatisfaction can create a sensation that you're in a crucible, or there's a timer, and it's the clock is ticking and it's running out, and so the pressure is getting more and more intense to finish what you need to do here so that you can move back there and so forth. And I don't know how realistic that timer is. I don't know how important that pressure is, how real that pressure is. Pioneering Spirit. Pioneering Spirit 11. How about that? That's a Lyra past. Yeah, Pioneering Spirit. When they went out into the galaxy to conquer and explore. The pioneering spirit of the early Lyrans. Pioneering spirit. Surely there's going to be lots of wisdom here. The early beginnings of the Lyran civilization were filled with excitement about exploring the universe. They expanded their colonies rapidly, and the civilization grew quickly. These were the first forefathers of human heritage. Having a connection to this early Lyran time, you also have a connection to this pioneering spirit. This spirit compels you to explore both the physical and metaphysical worlds. While this is a healthy pursuit, the lessons of the Lyrans have shown that this desire for exploration must also be balanced with daily life. It asks that your explorations be a way to embrace physical life, not escape from it. That's a good lesson for us all. The text for this card pretty much says it all, says the commentary. It refers to the beginnings of the first star family directly related to our development on Earth, the Lyrans. It particularly refers to the first era of their development when they were a young species and had many lessons to learn. The Lyrans are our oldest forefathers. In this past era, they were very externally focused in reality and not very interested in spiritual development, which would be more in the internal realms. In some ways, they were young and immature, as most young species are. But qualities of young civilizations can be negative or positive, depending on how those qualities are expressed. A pioneering spirit can be a wonderful quality when used with responsibility and integrity. It can also be a negative quality when used immaturely, with ignorance, or without integrity. Thus, it becomes important to look at the rest of the card, read it to see how to interpret it, and follow your intuition. Usually this card comes up for people who have had lives in Lyra during this era and are here now to apply those lessons. Perhaps you are being asked to take risks and become a spiritual pioneer in your life a little bit more, or perhaps the pioneering aspect of your nature needs to be balanced with responsibilities in your life on Earth as a human. So they're really leaving the doors open for any possible interpretation with regards to your intention. Open yourself to further guidance from the message of this card and see where this insight takes you. The clock is ticking. I can feel that way, certainly. Yeah. Interesting. Another Lyra, present, protectiveness. That was definitely mentioned in your intention. Protectiveness. Whoops. Hold on. Protectiveness. 16. Protectiveness. It's hard to tell in the illustration, but there's a figure there. And then there's smaller figures that they've placed into boxes that can be sort of locked into this grid inside of this giant stone. Interesting. Protectiveness. Another big Lyran trait that can have positive interpretations, negative interpretations. It's all over the place. How do we know? Yeah, I know. The art is amazing. It's done by David Cow. I'm just going to do this. I need to make a command that updates it so that it includes this other deck that I've been working with too. A lot of Lyra here. This is really cool, which makes sense considering the themes that you're exploring with your request, with what you've shared. Very interesting. Protectiveness, 16. What is my dog barking at? Let's go, Lyra. A strong trait of the Lyran civilization. A strong trait of the Lyran civilization is protectiveness. Oh my god, we're over there. Protectiveness. They were often like lions protecting their cubs when it came to protecting their offspring and even their territory. Thus, this trait can be helpful or obsessive. Sometimes a protective nature can harm those who we are protecting because it does not allow them to grow and make their own decisions. This karmic pattern of protectiveness is one that you have experienced in many lives. Sometimes you were the protector, and other times you were the one who was protected, who was not allowed to grow. By looking at this issue now, the pattern can be released. Oh my god. I strive for the perfect camera angle. That's all. I just want to be sitting comfortably. In this Lyran time stream, another quality that began to emerge is that of protectiveness. In and of itself, this is not a negative quality, but at times it can serve to weaken the ones being protected or create separation and division that ends up with negative ramifications. Let me read that one more time. At times, it can serve to weaken the ones being protected or create separation and division that ends up with negative ramifications. It can also create an attitude of, "this is mine," which reinforces polarity. As a positive manifestation, there is an appropriate level of protectiveness regarding your commitment to high inner qualities, such as integrity and responsibility. Sometimes these inner strengths require protectiveness in a world of chaos and confusion. Thus, protectiveness can be selfless or selfish, once again asking us to look at this polarity within us. If this card is in your reading, look at the other cards and see if there's a theme connected with this that you should acknowledge. Oh my god. I mean, there's so many things in these first two cards that had to do with what your intention touched upon. So it's just like the ball's in your cart in your court. I don't want to like steer the ship for you. It's very exciting. This is very exciting. The text from card 15 may also be of assistance. Oh, that's courageousness. Card 15 is courageousness. Meditate on this quality within you to see what you can learn. Keep in mind that sometimes the ego will act from a mode of protectiveness to preserve its habits and patterns that stop growth. This is apparent in both the human and societal levels. Be really conscious of the underlying reasons for being protective. The ideal expression of the concept of protectiveness is one in which there is selflessness, but it must be in harmony with self-responsibility and integrity as well. You have a mystery card. One of these cards jumped out. You have a mystery fourth card. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a Pandergander. Trademark Pandergander. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. This is very exciting, Sparkle Sprout. I hope everyone's shivering in their boots. Everyone's on the edge of their seat. Way showing. Serious future. 95. Way showing. Interesting. Way showing. That popped right out during the shuffle. Way showing. Very interesting. Way showing. Let's take a look. 16. $95. $95. I'm like, what? That was going to be so smooth. You could use a good way showing. And also, it seems like you have an intention of way showing. Perhaps. In the ancient past, Syrians were conflicted about being leaders or staying hidden. They saw this as an either-or situation. Now that they have evolved, they realize that being a leader is not an aggressive or controlling role. True leaders lead from the heart, without ego desire, and from a clear sense of inner direction that is aligned with universal consciousness. In the ancient past, you were also conflicted about this issue, but now is the time to release this karmic pattern and no longer have fear of being a leader or a way shower. You don't have to do anything to lead. Simply being is enough. Commentary. This is an era of enlightened serious consciousness. It's a future card. To successfully evolve, Syrians had to heal some of their deepest fears. One of these fears was about leadership and its responsibilities. They resisted this role, but soon realized that it was part of their spiritual path. They eventually accepted it with gratitude for being allowed to be of service. If you pulled this card, it most likely means that you have leadership qualities. It may be asked of you to use those qualities now. Recognize that being a leader or teacher can be subtle. It may be as a leader or teacher in your family or community. Do not fear this ability within you. But at the same time, do not force it to manifest. The best leaders are those who don't necessarily want to lead, but simply lead by example. Another possible meaning is that you might be attached to the idea of becoming a leader, and this desire is coming from ego rather than your true self. In order to know which, if any, of these options is the correct interpretation, go honestly within yourself to find the answer. This card may also be referencing a lifetime in which you were a leader. Use your intuition and look at the other cards and your life circumstances for further clarity. The simplified message? Every being is a leader and teacher for others. And as we all embrace this role, we also have to embrace the responsibilities that come with that role: integrity, impeccability, responsibility, and authenticity. Wow. Let's give you a little cosmic consciousness card. That's exciting. Courage. That popped right out. Courage, and that's number 15. Number 16 is protectiveness, the Lyran present trait, and then number 15, the Lyran present trait, was courage, courageousness. And it said, look to courage. Interesting. Courage. Look at that. Get a load of that. Courage. You're also a Leo. Awesome. Well, that explains a bit. It's cool to hear the lion stuff from protectiveness. Yeah. Let's read about courage. One of the first emotes I ever made was comfy courage. Wow. My courage, your courage, our courage is an inner journey of compassion. Previously, courage was recognized as the most powerful warrior or leader that could control others. Talking about leadership again. The Syrians know that this stilts evolution. Stilts. Stunts? Stilts. The Syrians know that this stilts evolution. Humanity is evolving from giving power to another into embracing. Humanity is evolving from giving power to another into embracing empowered individuals, creating a stronger whole, which is interesting. The hive mind becomes stronger when the individuals each become stronger. It takes great courage to do so. Doing the inner work of transformation requires compassion, compromise, and holding boundaries. It means finding a solution that benefits all parties involved. This creates real and beneficial change. This card asks you to take stock of your courageous moments and release the ones you judge otherwise. Your now moment is ripe for new choice that supports you and others in a mutually beneficial exchange of love. Love is capitalized. Real courage isn't a battle won, it's a battle transformed into growth and improvement. Often that means resisting the urge to overpower and find integration through understanding and love. That which challenges offers a gift. Courage is embracing the challenge by trusting you are capable of moving through it. The light language is amplifying the courage of your heart to flow boldly into your life. It is releasing fear and misinformation that keeps you from knowing your empowered love. The bullet points say, patience and neutrality quell fear and create calm courage. Develop the courage to look at the undesired aspects of yourself or others while still maintaining nurturing love. Have the courage to allow another to be as they are, even while holding your boundaries. Take a risk and share your unique expression. What a reading for Sparkle Sprout. What a reading. Hive mind, pioneering spirit, protectiveness, way showing, courage. I hope that helped you in some way. Beautiful. Really beautiful. Hey, Benjis. Hey, Pansies. It's a cute snail. Is that Borbo the snail? That's a happy snail. Do we not have Borbo? Oh, there's that, I guess. Potential spam? Would you look at that? I'm not answering the phone. That was very powerful. Thank you for requesting that reading. I think that helped us all out in a myriad of ways. Plant. People trying to trip my stuff up in my phone. My hair looks so funny when it's all poofed up like this. Okay, who's next? Sparkle Sprout. One more next. Heltran! Shower and not shower is insane difference. How poofed your hair is. I showered today. I think. Yes, I did. I showered just before stream. I almost didn't because my hair looked good enough for disco. But I wanted to shower. I wanted to do it. I felt unclean. Heltran, you want to know about love? That was your thing? That was your focus? 9 piles of cards? Absolutely, I can. Yes. Absolutely. Let's do it. Any reasoning for that? I hope I have enough. Sheesh. That's 9, right? That's 9. Nine is a very powerful number for various reasons. 9 is 3 threes, which is like a really intense. There's a Zeta culture that also says find your 9 in reference to like find your thing that, I don't know, your passion, your excitement that kind of helps you fit into the universe. Find the thing that makes you feel like you're flying with purpose, following passion, wearing your day with ease. It's the last of the single digits. It's a beautiful number. I'm sorry I missed the picnic yesterday. I don't know if you were there. I had one of my classic pander anxiety attacks and then just deciding not to drive 2 hours. Perfect. Well, maybe that's it. 108 feels more divisible by 9 than it does by 7. Do you want to do 3 piles? Or do you want to do 2 piles? What's your intention with this 9? Look at my forehead. It stays like this when I'm like, I should get bangs. And then it's like, no, I don't know about that. People are always like, get bangs. And they're like, don't get bangs. This is what I would look like. Six and 9. Okay, cool. Oh, is this so that you could do 6 and 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9. I have 9 tuning forks for the solfeggio frequencies. I like this. If I do this every time, though, everyone's going to pick 6 and 9, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a very attractive number. I like it. like it too. This is so that you could do 6 and 9. Beautiful. Hello to you. The voices are loud. Fusion of Magic. Have we gotten that for you before, Eltran? You can't hear the sound redemptions? It was very quiet. Oh, it's muted. That's why. Thank you so much. It's muted. Fusion of Magic. Orion present. This is about love. You like the sound of Fusion Magic? There you go. Fusion of Magic 55. 55. Orion present. So beginning to join polarities, seeing other perspectives, seeing the connections, connecting these opposites. Oh, they're not so different after all. Fusion and magic. Embrace your inner magician, I think, is the final sentence. She's working out some things. Where's the card? Book. Number 55. Are you ready for this? The Orion energy, deeply polarized. So ready. Let me put my feet up on this amplifier so that I can relax. The Orion energy, deeply polarized, went through a dramatic healing process in which those polarities fused together to create a powerful energy that fueled their society's transformation. Whenever two forces collide within us, it creates a process of fusion that releases an intense energy for manifestation. This is the basis of what we call magic. The fusion of two opposite energies that are harnessed and directed in a desired way. This is why it is important to embrace both the shadow and light sides within us. We then create magical transformation. Embrace your abilities as a magician. The commentary says this card refers to the era of Orion history in which polarity conflicts were beginning to heal. It was a volatile time that contained many miracles and transformations. Imagine taking two very powerful magnets and making them repel each other. As you move the magnets closer together, despite their resistance to each other, energy coalesces in between the magnets and becomes more pressurized. If the force that brings the magnets together surpasses the resistance, the energy created initializes a type of fusion that collapses resistance, reverses poles, and creates rapid integration. This is what happened in Orion. These energetic principles are the basis for certain forms of magic. This type of integration cannot be forced or controlled. It usually happens during a time of great resistance. This card may be coming up for you because there is something you are resisting in your reality. Eventually, you will be forced to surrender to the powerful force of energy guiding this transformation. The card may be referring to a past life or a present situation. This is a powerful card of transformation, but it also contains a warning about your own resistance to change and growth. If you continue to resist, be ready for lots of intense energy and chaos around you before transformation can occur. If you wish to avoid that chaos and intensity, simply let go and follow the flow. Even if you think it is taking you somewhere you don't want to go, it is possible that the flow is taking you somewhere you need to go. A lot going on there. Renewed hope. 79, Zeta Reticuli present. Beautiful. Oh, I like that. Renewed hope. When a crisis passes, and we are no longer deep in fear, there is a sense of relief. It feels like a new dawn has arrived, and the future is filled with hope. This is where the Zetas are emotionally in this era. Their species crisis has passed, and they are feeling a new dawn rising. The message for you is to see each moment as a chance for a new dawn. Nothing in the physical universe is constant except change. With each change comes the potential for beauty, joy, and growth. Don't let the moments of your life pass without noticing them as doorways to awakening. Begin now! Commentary. This card refers to an era of Zeta civilization when their species crisis had passed and they were on the road to recovery. There's a hair in my coffee. It's called a road. It's a road to recovery. With the threat of their extinction over, they reconnected with their joy and began to feel hopeful about the future. They realized that they could not go back to the ways of their past and had to reshape their civilization and themselves. If you pulled this card, it means its meaning depends on the surrounding cards and your life circumstances. It could be that you have recently passed through a dark time in your life and you are feeling the new dawn. If so, it is important to learn the lessons from the past and not repeat them before you move into your new future. It might also mean that you haven't yet passed fully through a challenging time, but you can look ahead to when the dawn will come. For those of you who have strong Zeta connections, this card may also mean that you have a connection with this Zeta era. Perhaps you had a lifetime then, or you were in contact with a being from this era. In any case, let yourself feel the energy of a new dawn that is on the horizon. Always remember that personal work never finishes. The Zetas learned this too, and continued their self-healing work on a personal and species level. This deep inner work led to their species awakening. This inner work can lead to your awakening as well. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for Heltran. Courageousness! Look at that. It's the card that we were told to pull in the last time. Courageousness. Lyra, present, look at that. Courageousness. I know that this is very beautiful in terms of like love and finding love and being open to love. This is a nice reading. Courageousness. We're going to talk more about lions. Beautiful. Sometimes, I don't know how many of you know this, but Heltran has a really beautiful head of hair. And sometimes she looks like a lion. 15, courageousness. A symbol for the Lyran royal family is the lion. Lions are often equated with courage. One of the most admirable qualities of Lyrans is their immense courage in the face of adversity. The human race shares this quality as part of our Lyran heritage. There is great courage in the human heart, and this card asks you to tap into that courage, which goes as far back as your Lyran forefathers, and apply that strength in the areas of your life where you need it. If you can't tap into it, act as if you can. That's one of my favorite things in this whole deck. If you feel like you can't tap into your own courageousness, act as if you can. And that's in italics in the text. Act as if you can. In doing so, your ancient Lyran memory will reawaken to give you the strength that you need. The commentary says, now we move into the present time stream, which accesses energy from a more mature era of Lyran civilization that is somewhat equal to the human evolutionary timeline on Earth now, in the present day. Mature doesn't mean evolved, however. The Lyrans in this time stream still had their challenges much like we do now on Earth. The theme of this card is particularly poignant because it is a quality that humans inherited from their Lyran forefathers. Courage. I love saying it like that. How do you guys say courage? Do you say courage? Do you say courage? Do you say courage? Eating a big bowl of courage? In addition to what is said in the card text, it is important to learn to differentiate between courage and foolhardiness. Courage doesn't mean pushing against all obstacles to create what you want. True courage isn't ego-based. Often, the biggest act of courage is to let go. While this card may be emphasizing your inner strength, it could also be asking you to learn what real courage is and to live from there. It often takes courage to shift the prevailing belief systems of a person and the habitual patterns of a society. This card may also be referring to not only your personal relationship with courage, but also what is needed for humans as a species in order to shift into a new paradigm. Ooh, ah. It cannot be done without courage, and your personal courage affects the whole. Look at the surrounding cards in your reading as well as your life circumstances to understand how this card applies to you in your current situation. Let's read from the other deck. This is a really cool reading. I like this a lot. I want to be able to shuffle this. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Courage. You'll be using your courage to affect the whole. Sounds good. Oh my god, these cards are hard to shuffle. They're very slippery and stiff. I haven't felt something this stiff and slippery since I was asked to focus on the whole. I've completed braised corned beef brisket with braised cabbage and carrot and potatoes. It's okay. That sounds delicious. I guess all the hard work you put into it, I'm sure, makes it taste even better than it would otherwise. What are you? Faith. What a beautiful card for this reading. Faith. 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 How's everybody doing with faith? Faith. I almost want to do two. Well, let's start with faith. Pleiades expanding. So cool. Faith. Yeah, that sounds delicious. Pleiades expanding. My powerful capability to create is known within. My powerful capability to create is known within. Ouch. That was stupid. Faith is not blind, it is bold. Faith knows with the heart. Faith chooses from grounded wisdom. All form is compelled toward the magnetic pull of positive potential. Magnetic pull? What are we talking about? Fusion and magic? All over again? Remember that? All form is compelled toward the magnetic pull of positive potential. The stable atom has a nucleus balanced with positive protons and neutral neutrons, which draws the negatively charged electron. This simplified example of the building block of form is the microcosmic representation of the system of life. Whew! Faith is wise interaction from a neutral perspective, something the Pleiadians had to cultivate in order to evolve. Because remember what I said about them being a little too focused on the positive for a while? Blind faith was one of the first cards we drew today. Faith is first your breath of hope, then your breadth of understanding that you are building new form yet unseen. This card asks you to open your heart to creating your world from love. Allow your actions to come from the positive influence of faith rather than insecurity, force, or doubt. Faith is grounded, realistic, and optimistic. You are neutral, aware of challenges and focused on positive potentials, which are unseen yet growing, building, becoming. Faith, F-A-I-T-H, full acceptance in the heart, if you're into acronyms. The light language is balancing you to a deeper understanding of your inherent capability and vast, often unseen support. It is helping you release fears and insecurities that have misled you from your sacred empowerment. The bullet points say, stay grounded in dealing with life as it is, even while focusing on improvement. You are building it step by step. Release doubts that your life can change for the better. Oh, I love that. Release doubts that your life can change for the better. Sheesh. Focus broadly on positive possibility if details discourage you. Do not allow others to dissuade or dishearten you with negativity. Faith. That's really sweet. That's a very sweet reading, I think. I almost want to pull one more Ascension card. I mean, the first one that popped right up was Universal Connection. Yeah, I don't know. All of these are so good. It's so hard to just like choose one. I'm just going to do Universal Connection because that was the first thing that popped up. And it's also a Pleiades expanding card. God, all of these are so good. Universal Connection. Let's talk about it. It just feels like it goes hand in hand with so much of this. Aha! I am a valuable aspect of the whole of life. What a perfect card to end Heltran's reading on. I am a valuable aspect of the whole of life. Huge frame drop right there. And a weird telepathy headache, too. I am a valuable aspect of the whole of life. If innuendo is what gets us to learn these lessons, so be it. The path of ascension is merely an exciting point of evolution. Humanity is beginning to interact with the subtle realm more consciously, the vast engine of life that builds form. This is a natural progression into universal laws of creation. It involves moving past focus on the self and the physical only. The rules of the physical realm are about manipulating your environment to create. The rules of the subtle realm are about resonance that compels form. The Pleiadians open to universal connection by consciously choosing healing and empowerment within. This clarifies your interaction with the vast, invisible system of life that builds worlds. Your subtle bridge speaks to the subtle realm clearly with your vibration. You are creating with resonance rather than control. You become the change you want to experience. This card asks you to look beyond the obvious and embrace your cosmic interconnectedness. The entire universe is connected to you and responding. Are you paying attention? You are powerful and life is benevolent. You are life in human form. The light language is facilitating your understanding of deeper truths of life that point to your timeless nature. Whoo, sheesh, look at that. A lot of things in there. It is releasing fear of the cycles of life so you are freer to express and expand. The bullet points. Meditate more. You will begin to have experiences that confirm your vastness. Look for synchronicities or lack thereof to align your action. How often is everyone noticing synchronicity in their life? Isn't it fun? It's not a requirement, but it's going to ramp up a lot more as we move into fourth density consciousness and the subtle realms start being not so subtle. You know what I'm saying? We are the divine universe in human form. Your brain is a pattern-seeking machine. Perfect. Perfect. God, I am so hair. Okay. Perfect. Know that you are a timeless, treasured aspect of life. Begin to experience life with the wonderment of a child. That's awesome. Awesome. I hope that this serves you, Heltran. It's really beautiful. Fusion of magic. renewed hope, courageousness, faith, universal connection. Yeah. It's a beautiful reading. You're very welcome. Thank you for redeeming one. Steph, we got KSBP TV. Oh my god. Oh my god, KSBP TV. A KSBP TV. KSBP TV. KSBP TV. You guys, wait. Should we play some golf instead of me playing Mario? I'm gonna put up a poll while I'm shuffling for KSBP TV. I think golf is gonna win. The poll's up now. There's a poll up in chat. I think golf's gonna win. But, you know, I'm not a psychic. I'm just an intuitive like the rest of you. JK, everybody's psychic. You love the Cramch? You love the Cramch. I haven't played Cramch for Penjies in a long time. Penjies, when's your birthday? We gotta get you a Cramch stream one of these days. How's the poll doing? I don't want to look. Ah! Wow, okay. That's a little more balanced than I was expecting. Very soon, happy birthday. Happy birthday. How's that poll doing? Everyone, can you just tell me how the poll is doing? Can everyone give me an in-depth description about how the poll might be doing? KSBP TV, do you have anything you would like to specifically focus on? Also, would you like to do 9 piles? Like the troublemaker goddess of mischief demanded of me earlier. You'd love 9 piles. What hath ye wrought, Heltran? What went we out into these woods to find? God, I really want to rewatch that movie. Starvaker, like, as soon as I started it, I was like, I just want to watch The Witch. Let's get into it, chat. I wonder if I should have a shuffling song. It's like, Pandora is shuffling right now. This is the song that she plays when she's shuffling. It's so that no one gets bored and people stay on task. But it might distract us from the task at hand. But she's shuffling, she is shuffling. Look at Pandora. She's shuffling. What the fuck is going on with you? How are you fucking doing today? Fucky fuck, and fucking fuck, and swear words, cusses, swear words, and cusses. How the fuck are you doing today while you're watching Pandora shuffle cards? Shuffling cards and cussing like a sailor. Shuffling cards and swearing like a sailor. Shuffle cards, shuffling cards and swearing. And shuffling and swearing and shuffling and swearing. And then shuffling and swearing and shuffling and swearing. Shuffling and swearing, Alegria Macarena, que tu cuerpo es... That looks horrific, actually, without the face part. Oh my god! That's cute. Those are 2 of this website's greatest streamers. I hope everyone's excited for the shuffling and swearing convention. Wow. Crash Bandicoot's catching up with golf with friends. Looks like we have some people. Looks like we have some people. Please vote in the poll. I know there's at least 400 people watching right now. Please vote in the poll. All 400 of you. I expect there to be 400 votes in this poll. I almost made it so that you could use channel points, but I decided against it. Steph, what are your two numbers, and are they 69? It's actually nice to do 1 through 9, because then people can do 2 digits of like any 2 digits, but they can't repeat, I guess. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, so it's hard to pick a focus. That's fine. I feel like the cards will probably pick a focus for you. They are 69. One and 9. Beautiful. One. The power of 1. And 9. The power of 9. I like that. Like, what is the symbology of 1? It symbolizes 1. What's the hidden spiritual meaning of 9? The power of 9. Is this funny to anybody except for me? Oh, chat. Let's go. Let's go, my chat. Oh, chat, my chat. That's my face. But it doesn't have a nose. That's what I look like. Is it $100? Yeah, it's probably $100. God. Yeah, I don't know what to do with my bit emotes. I've had the bra one for a while, and some of my earliest supporters are like, never change the bra one. I need that bra. I need that bra emote. Give me that bra emote. I think so. Crime. I know I made crime a sub thing because everyone loves crime. Everyone's obsessed with crime. Yes. True that. Yeah, Lurk's a good one. What's everyone's least favorite emote? What's one where you're just like, oh, I wish she took that one out and brought back this other one that I miss? Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. Oh, integrity! I love when we get Essassani for Steph. You brought out the Essassani the last time. Integrity, though. We've never done that. I think it was alchemy last time, wasn't it? How cool. How synchronous. How cool. I love the Essassani. Integrity. Parallel. Very cool. Very cool, Steph. Let's read about it. What do you say? How cool. (101) Integrity is the trait of being fully aligned in thought, emotion, and action. When we act with impeccability, honor our word, and take full responsibility for our choices and actions, the result is essential for individual and species evolution. The Essassani species, a cross between human and Zeta, has mastered this. Essassani is known as a highly evolved ET species that represents the potential for the evolution of humankind. Let their energy influence you in your spiritual evolution as you take the needed steps to balance your life so that thought, emotion, and action are fully aligned. Spot the fuck on. Awesome. Synchronicity and patterns are definitely playing a huge part of your life right now. Yeah. Commentary. The Essassani species is a hybrid of human and Zeta. They are considered to be a highly evolved species assisting Earth through its transition. Deep within the Essassani collective memory lie the healed lessons of the Zeta, Orion, and human species. Because these lessons were fully integrated, the outcome is a species of pristine consciousness, capable of non-polarized thought and a catalyzing energy that propels others forward into their own processes of integration. When thoughts, actions, and emotions are not aligned, this creates discordant energies that keep a person or species constantly in conflict with the world or those around them. The Essassani have thought, emotion, and action fully aligned and can see themselves clearly without ego illusion. They are truly an enlightened species. If you pulled this card, it may have several meanings. The message may be that you need to begin a process of examining your thoughts, emotions, and actions, and notice how well they are aligned. Do you walk your talk? Do you say what your heart really wants to say? Do you make choices and take actions in life that are aligned with your true self? This requires deep inner searching, courage, and the willingness to see beyond the ego's illusions. If you are already working on these issues, the card may be acknowledging that fact. If not, the card may be telling you that it is time to start. Personal integrity is a key step in evolution, and it can only be cultivated through an alignment of thought, emotion, and action. Whew! Integrity. Golf 1. Thank you. I wish that... Oh, wait. I think I can just, like, check the results of the poll by doing this. What? I can't? Golf 1. Okay, cool. Integrity is a doozy of a card. It's like really... Healing Crisis and Purging. Orion Present. Someone I think has had this before. Healing Crisis and Purging. I don't know. I don't know if we've ever had this one. Here. Healing Crisis and Purging. Orion Present. Interesting. The blue. Healing Crisis and Purging. . 56. The Orion energy deeply polarized. You wish you voted Mario. We can play Mario after marbles or whatever, golf. I can't play marbles on my computer because it's a Mac. They don't have it for Mac. The Orion energy, deeply polarized, much like Windows versus Mac, went through a dramatic healing process in which those polarities fused together to create a power... No, that's wrong. That's Fusion of Magic. That's what we just read for Heltran. I'm on the wrong side of the page. Now I'm on the right side of the page. 56. Healing Crisis and Purging. Whenever healing takes place, so does purging. This means that the old toxic energy has to be released. Often we interpret this release as a sign that things are getting worse. They are not. Even on Earth now, as we are purging and transforming, it looks like we are getting sicker, but we are actually releasing a lot of old toxic energy. This card asks you to not fear this purging process because it is an essential part of transformation. In fact, seek it out. It is time to let go of some ancient patterns that you have carried for lifetimes. As they release, know that the purge is a good sign of healing. Commentary. This card is also referring to the era of Orion history in which polarity conflicts were beginning to heal. The healing of polarity in Orion actually happened very quickly compared to other civilizations, and thus they had to go through a lot of rapid detoxification of old belief systems and ways of being. Ooh, sheesh. Polarity integration and healing is happening on Earth as well, but more slowly than it did on Orion. Thank you for the alert, Plant Danny. And this creates a lot of chaos that is seen in the world around us. It is important to believe that sometimes there is a higher reason for chaos and pain. It can be a sign of profound transformation. When you have this experience of pain and chaos in your life, look closely at what needs to be changed or transformed. It is likely that this aspect of you is crying out for change or even a death of an old way of being. If you move with the flow of this energy despite the chaos around you and stay connected to your inner truth, you can navigate through this temporary pain and confusion and emerge on the other side into a more integrated, healthy, and happy you. If this card is in your reading, it may refer to a lifetime during this era in Orion, or it may also refer to dramatic change happening or needing to happen in your life now. Pay attention to the message and trust that chaos, pain, and purging are not always negative things, but can lead to profound healing. Ooh, ah. I like that. You'll be here for your reading? Okay. Let's flip this third card. Leaving home. Amazing. Steph, I don't know you have such a profound connection with this Essassani energy that is so cool. I feel like you've also had a lot of like Orion cards. I can't remember though, and I don't want to like, focus too much on that. But I do notice that I feel like the only time we ever get Essassani cards are when Steph redeems something, which is very cool. Leaving home. I'm sure you've had this before. Someone has gotten leaving home before. It's very cool. Leaving home. Essassani parallel. The Essassani, which as we've said several times are a cross between humans and Zetas, eventually had to integrate all their lessons, evolve as a species, and leave home, walk into their own future and find their own path. Humanity is facing this challenge now as we struggle to find ourselves. You too are at this crucial nexus point of evolution. This is a beautiful yet bittersweet place to be. You must do your spiritual homework, make conscious and courageous choices, and find your own path. Do not fear who you truly are. This represents the potential for a new birth and the importance of consciously creating your future, starting now. Commentary. The Essassani species is a hybrid of human and Zeta and is highly evolved, but they did not have role models in the same way that we do. They were true pioneers. Their evolutionary path was very lonely in some ways, and they had to consistently walk into the unknown. If you pulled this card, its message can vary. Most likely, this card is telling you that you may have to leave home, metaphorically, like a teenager does when they become an adult. You may have to make some choices to walk a path that is solitary, but authentic for you, rather than what society, religion, or family pressures you to choose. However, there is a warning. If you choose to walk a unique path that is different from those around you, make sure it is done because this path is an authentic expression of you, rather than a rebellion against what you don't like. This is a very important distinction. Rebelliousness always attaches you to unhealed issues. Perhaps this card is telling you that it is time to embrace that it is time to begin to embrace your own unique, authentic self. This unique, authentic self is not an expression of ego, it is simply an expression of the natural flow of the universe working through the physical expression of you on this earth plane. No matter which meaning is appropriate for you, listen closely for the inner whisperings about the next step. In the end, we all must have the courage to leave home in order to recognize our true home. Wow. Okay. Oh, authenticity was the very first thing. That's amazing. I almost want to use that actually now. Oh, shame. It's so hard to look at these cards. I want to like shuffle them. I want to shuffle them so that it's like... Hmm. Going for a walk, Sparkle Sprout. Enjoy your walk. I need to go for a walk later. I want to read about authenticity, but we lost the card. Maybe we'll get it again. Compassion. That's a good one. Let's do another one. Self-hatred. Ooh, ah. I feel like we've had self-hatred before here. Also, I wish we could find authenticity. Oh, it's gone. It's gone, isn't it? I guess I could find it, but that's cheating, isn't it? Is it cheating? Is anything cheating? Oh my god. Would it be authentic to dig through the deck? No, let's deal with these. Compassion and self-hatred. I think those go pretty hand in hand sometimes. You gotta go? You're gonna forego your spot in line? Okay, for sure. God, everyone's dropping like flies. I love you all very much. I hope you guys are okay. Enjoy your lurks and walks. These cards hit hard even if it's not your reading. It's all technically everyone's reading. Very powerful spread. Yeah, Bustin' Trudeau. Right. Compassion. Pleiades expanding. My compassion serves my creative strength. My compassion serves my creative strength. Compassion is an empowered space of understanding. It is not a weak acquiescence to bad treatment. Compassion is seeing through the filter of love, even when the situation calls for discerning when to say no, when to walk away, when to stand up for yourself, or when to say nothing. The Pleiadians discovered that compassion must serve the expanse of love over time, not just ease in the moment. This requires courage. It involves choosing internal improvement, even if a moment is challenging. This is much more courageous than continuing a dysfunctional pattern. Your compassion for yourself will naturally lend to compassion for others. You teach by your powerful action of living your grace. Those who are compassionate have a deep power within. This card is asking you to increase your compassion for yourself by setting boundaries that serve your interaction with life instead of building walls that separate. You become a living example of safety and wisdom within, and your love flows easily. Compassion for others from this space is empowering and serves all of humanity. Wow. The light language is helping you to discern support that serves empowerment and release fears of rejection or abandonment. It is empowering you to love yourself and others toward improvement. The bullet points say, choose to support yourself and others in a way that nurture growth. See all beings as powerful, even if they appear weak in a moment. There are no wrong choices. Each path offers improvement. Be patient with change in yourself and others. Hold your boundaries with a courage that serves evolution. Compassion. Pleiades expanding. It's very cool. Self-hatred. Orion releasing. I am amplifying my self-love, which impacts all life. While you may not be feeling self-hatred, it represents many less extreme emotions. The Orions know it can be helpful to heal the most extreme of an emotional path to clear it to a fuller depth. As you are growing up, you are interacting subconsciously with the emotions, intent, and moods of those around you. Self-hatred, or less extreme versions, is a reaction to judgments and hurtful energy from others that imprint you. Imprint upon you? Imprint you. Self-hatred can be so painful that many block the experience of it with addiction or avoidance. You've pulled this card to help you increase your self-love. Compassion. Do not worry about whether or not you are feeling self-hatred. It is the extreme of related emotions. Release any experiences that taught you that you were less than a wonderful, perfect expression of life, cherished in every moment and choice. Release disappointment, resentment, or disapproval from yourself or another. Sit quietly and affirm, I release all perceptions that block me from complete self-love. I love myself as God or as Source or Life or Universe loves me. I love myself as the universe loves me. The light language is opening you to more self-love so that the infinite wellspring of creation envelops your experience. It is amplifying your birthright of perfection within the imperfect nature of form. You are a divine human, ever evolving. The bullet points say, appreciate your past as beneficial to your compassion and courage. View yourself and others as Source views you, inherently perfect and ever-changing. Observe when you judge yourself and find a positive potential. Nurture yourself daily with thoughts of appreciation and love. That's really beautiful. Plant Danny was right. I drank too much coffee. This is a wonderful reading. Integrity, healing crisis and purging, leaving home, compassion, self-hatred, which of course is just another way of saying self-love. Beautiful. I hope this is in service to you, Steph. It's very powerful. I need to drink some water. I have water. I just need to drink it. Nice. Hi, Days. We just finished up some cool cosmic card